All right, I have a box. Boy, it's another one of these awful boxes. I hate this style of box. It's awful. It's an awful, awful, awful style of box. You can't hardly get it open. I hate this type of box. It just does not come open, and you pretty much have to destroy it to get it open. It's awful. Boy, it still won't come out. See that? Boy, I hate those boxes. All right. This is a Chef Fano meat grinder, folks. This is not down enough, is it? This is a Chef Fano meat grinder. I could not believe I saw it on Amazon Vine. But obviously I had to have it. I would love to grind my own meat. And so we're going to do it. First we're going to see what's in here. I bought some meat especially to grind today. So we are going to open this up and see what's in it. The bad news is I was looking for my recipe book and I can't find it anywhere. So I had a specific recipe in a specific recipe book that I wanted to do today, and it is nowhere. I cannot find that recipe book anywhere, and I just saw it too. I don't know what happened, but it's being awful. So we're just going to turn this over. Get that out of there. You ever find it interesting that like none of this stuff is coming in a logoed box? It's just a plain brown box with maybe the picture of the what the heck? With maybe a picture of the item on it. Boy, that is not good. All right. So when I went to tip it over, a bunch of stuff fell off. So I guess we'll tip it over the other way. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of this stuff is not coming in real boxes. At least not what I'm used to. All right. So we got all kinds of things in here. The meat tray with a puncher downer. This is the body of the meat grinder. I hope this cord is really, really long. Because this table is where I want to grind the meat. But the closest plug is way over there. So hopefully this comes with a really, really, really long cable. We're going to hope. But anyway, here it is. Let's see how long this cable is because it matters. Well, shoot. The cable is on the short side. It is not going to reach. And I'll show you that it's not going to reach. So this cord right here is not going to reach. It clears about half the distance, and that's it. So that sucks. It's got a short cord. And it's, for me, this meat grinder has to sit on this table. It just does. Because this is where I have space to work, and the cord is way too short. I've got an extension cord I could probably use, but it's like a 100-foot extension cord. It's very overkill. Alright, so let's see what we got going on. Chef Fano. Hold the head, insert the inlet. Alright, so we got an inlet right here. Okay, so this is, it's got rubber feet on it. On the back, anyway. Alright, so, let's see. We got a meat tray. We got a stuffer downer. Cleaning thing. The meat tray. And we got the hole right there that grinds everything. Alright. So this is the power box. This must be the grindy thing. Alright. With the blades. Alright. So let's see how it goes. Holding the head, insert into inlet with one hand. Okay. So they call this a food pusher, so I'm not too far off on this. This is what you use to push everything through the grinder. Alright, well let me wash everything. We're making meatballs, so I guess a medium grind would probably be fine. Wash all parts except the body in warm soapy water. So this is the body. I'm going to wipe this down with vinegar is what I'm going to do. Place the desired cutting plate next to the cutting blade. Do not over tighten. I need to see what the cutting plate 3 medium. Alright, so how can you tell what is what? And there's one in here. There's one in here. Oh, stop doing that. So let's see what we got. Oh, goodness. Everything is just all weird. Oh. It screws on a lot, folks. Alright. So I have no idea. Does that not come out? It does. Yeah, it does. Okay. So here's the screw drive. Everything comes out. What is... Some of this is dishwasher safe. Some of this is not dishwasher safe. What cutting plate is in here, though? That must be the coarse. What I want is the medium. And then we have another set of blades, I guess you'd put it. Okay, so this has got to be the coarse. This has got to be the medium. And then we've got 2 sets of cutting blades. These are greasy. Those are greasy. And we've got 2 cutting blades. Which blade came out of what, folks? Alright. I think I want those 2 and not this one. Boy, how do you pick that up? Where's my thing? I can't find my thing. My pliers. I can't find any pliers. Okay. I gotta find my pliers. I don't know how I'm gonna wash that. There's no place to grip it. Do you see that? There's no place to grip this. That is crazy. Alright, I've got to find my pliers. Oh, I cannot find my jewelry pliers. This is not good. Finally found them. So, first off the bat, no thought was given on how you might pick that set of blades up and wash them. Wow. So honestly, as I say in just about every other video, get yourself a good pair of jewelry pliers. They're good for more than just jewelry. Because you got to be able to pick this up. And there's no telling how sharp that is. I mean, it doesn't look like it's got a real awful blade on it, but at the same time, I really don't want to find out just how sharp it is. And you gotta wash it. Somebody was not thinking. Well, it may not be, now that I'm looking at it, it may not be all that sharp. It's not like meat slicer sharp. Alright, well, maybe it's not as bad as it looks, folks, but better safe than sorry. Alright, so officially, that little blade thing is not as sharp as it could be. It's actually kind of dull, so alright. Alright, I am less unhappy now. First impressions, folks. That's why I film these videos, so you can catch my first impressions and, of course, my realizations. I am going to run out of battery. I don't normally wait for my water to warm up, but for this, I really want to do it in warm water. Alright, so this thing is ready to be put together. Now I gotta try and figure out. It's kind of being bad. Won't get the shot in right. Alright, so the battery died, but that's fine. Everything is now washed. The table is sterile. That plate is sterile. This, I wiped down the inside and the inside of this hole right here with vinegar. What you want to do is make sure everything is very, 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 very clean. And so far, I think it all is. So we just need to put this together. Oh, and I did have to get my extension cord. Just because. So I had to get my extension cord because the cord to the machine just simply isn't long enough. This is an old kitchen. It just doesn't have plugs every 3 feet like your modern kitchen. And all of the counter space where there are plugs, there are also upper cabinets. Let's see if we can put it together. Holding the head and insert the other one hand. Before plugging in, ensure the on-off switch is turned off. Where is the on-off switch for that matter? Where's the on-off switch? Oh. I guess it's off. I don't know. What is the on-off switch? Oh, this is the on-off switch. That's not very clear. I mean, it's plugged in, so obviously it must be off. Either it's off or I finally lost power to that outlet, so we'll just assume it's off. Holding the head, like so. This particular machine has a lot of precautions on it. I have a feeling that this metal, because it is metal, I have a feeling that this metal rusts badly if you leave it wet. Just saying. Technically, I should be able to lock this in, slip it in, and lock it in. Okay, it makes a noise. That's cool. So that's in there. Then you want the feed screw long end in. So this is the feed screw long end in. Man, I'm going to tip this up just so I can see what I'm doing. Dry that out just a little bit. I just washed everything, so it's not dry. Just gonna dry it up just a little bit. I do believe it's clean, it's just not dry. Alright, so we're going to put this in here long side in. It's going to go in like that. And like that. And what else are you doing to it? Place the feed screw head long end first in by turning the feed screw slightly until it is set in the motor housing. Turning the feed screw slightly until it is set in the motor housing. I guess it's in there. I don't know. I guess that assumes that you're not looking at it from the angle I was. Next, place the desired cutting plate next to the cutting blade, fitting protrusions in the slots, figure 5. Okay, so the cutting blades, which are not terribly sharp. I mean, I say that, but I wouldn't test my luck on it. So here's the cutting blades. This, it's important to note that this meat grinder does not cut bones, or almost sounds like it doesn't cut gristle either. So be careful. It sounds like it's pretty underpowered, to be honest, but we'll see how it does. Into the grooves. So do the blades go innie or outie? I assume they go innie. So I put the blades innie, but I need to see what the deal is there. Oh, outie. The blades go outie. So it says blades facing front. So that would be that. Blades facing front, which would be that way, not in, which is how I initially put them in. There's actually a warning here, but it's hard to see what's going on. There's a warning on the front about it, but it's hard to see. So the blades are in. Now I need a cutting plate and the screw thing. So then you put the cutting plate in somehow. Like that. And I assume if it all fits in there, you did it right. Seems like it does. And then you screw this on. Maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe it's not all in there. It's a little bit pokey outy, actually. But nothing's gonna... But it's not gonna go in there any further, so... This goes on here. Yep. This goes here. Yep. This is supposed to screw on to hold everything together. Oh, there it goes. Alright, screw everything on. Alright, so that is put together. Now, let's see what we're doing. Place the hopper plate on the head. That is this right here. So that's the hopper plate, and here's the food stuffer downer. Cool. All right. Well, there we go, folks. This is it put together. So there it is. I haven't tested it to see if it's going to work. It's on. All right. And it powers on. So now we got to get the pork ready. I had to take a picture for my family thread. All right, so the next step is to cut up the pork into 1 to 2 inch pieces, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to test it. And that'll be the end of the video, because the actual making of meatballs will be on my other channel, Food and Fiction Writing. I definitely need a bowl. it did not come with a bowl for the meat to fall into. Alright, so don't expect a bowl to come with your meat grinder. I just went ahead and rinse this one off. I can use it. But, alright, we're going to cut some pork up. So to grinded pork, it's supposed to be pork shoulder. I asked, it's pork steak at my grocery store is what the pork shoulder is. It's the pork steaks. So I got 2 pork steaks for, oh, how much were they? $7.53. So 1.64 pounds, I guess. Just a little bit over a pound. So I am going to cut these up. Now this meat grinder cannot handle any bone. So if I find any bones, I need to cut them out. Oh, and I also need to take off my watch. It also says to only grind meat, but if there's no fat, it's going to be pretty awful. So we'll see. It's going to have to be able to grind fat. That's a ridiculous request. So I have the medium coarse blades in the machine. There's fine, medium, and coarse, and I've got the medium one in the machine. So I am going to hope that that is what I need. The first thing I need to do is cut up some meat, which you can't really see, but you're probably not interested in that anyway. I just need to get a little bit of this meat so I can sample grind it for you. Then I'm going to get into making meatballs for my other channel. So here's a little bit of the meat. We want to cut them into 1 or 2 inch pieces. And you'll be able to see it here in a minute. And I don't see any bone in that, so oops, I'm going to try and figure out how to do this. We're going to do that. I'm going to put these down the hole and see how they do. Just a little bit. Then we are going to turn it on. And it said also, do not continuously use it for more than 10 minutes. It's got a lot of warnings on it. My gosh, did you see that? I don't think you saw it. It did a really good job. Let me wash my hands and turn the angle. I'm gonna have to wash my hands twice, but turn you a little bit so you can see what's going on. That did a really good job. All right, let's see here if I can get it. Well, not real happy with that angle. I don't know what to do. Maybe I can shrink this down a little bit. Now let's see what's going on. How about that? Can you see now? I feel like I'm not getting a good angle, but there's no other place to put you. Let's see. Maybe does that work? All right, I think that's it. So let me get a little more in here and see if I can get you a better view. Just a little more. It looks to me like it does cut a little bit of fat. So I don't know what that warning is about. Maybe just make sure you don't put any bone in it. All right, so we'll get a couple more of these pieces and put them down now. And we'll turn it on. There it is, folks. I'd say it does a pretty good job. Wouldn't you? That's nice. All right. I like that. Gonna stick that a little bit more under there. All right, folks, that's the end of this video. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will bring another product to you later.